All right, you guys, welcome back. I hope you paid attention to the last video and today I'm actually going to be describing why I always do my properties with at least $100,000 spread. Now, I told you, it's all variable. It really depends when I walk in there. Do I see, does it need new tile? Does it need cabinets? All that costs add up. That's gonna go into the rehab. So when you go into a house, when I say you make sure you have $100,000 spread, here's the exact reason why. On average with my properties, it varies based off your contract, your materials, and what kind of materials you're putting in there, and even the location of where the actual house is. On average, mine costs around $40,000, usually 35, between 45 to do a rehab. But when you put the house on the market, say we're gonna put it on at 300,000 because that's what the comps are going for, you also have to pay what's called commissions on that. So if you're paying a total of 6% commissions, whether you're using me or whether you're using somebody else, that number adds up as well. I usually give my my investors a break, and we have a discussion because we're trying to build a relationship. We're trying to do more than one of these, a year, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 within a year. So I cut them a break, and I'm also the one that takes them through the entire process of designing, rehabbing, using my teams, the whole bit. But I want to make a lifelong, lasting relationship with you, so we can do this, and we can all do well at the same time. So 100,000 minus a $40,000 rehab, 18,000 in commissions. That's at 6%, 3% on the listing side, 3% on the buy side. You also have closing costs. When you're buying these properties at wholesale, usually these are wholesale properties off market. You have to pay closing costs on the buy side when you buy it, and also when you sell it. So I'm doing just a little average of $4,000 right there. In addition, a lot of people that I work with, or even me sometimes, I don't have just 200,000 just laying around. Sometimes it's spread between a couple properties. So I have to use a hard money lender or a private money lender, and he lends me the money at interest. So just as a small example, say it was a $200,000 loan. It's gonna take at least, anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to rehab this property. So that's 2 months of interest payments right there. And then say you put it on the market and you get a contract within 30 days. So now that's 3 months. It's gonna take 30 days to close that. Now that's 4 months. So that's 4 months of interest that you have to pay. I just did a small little average of $8,000 in interest payments. So what kind of profit does that leave you at the end? I'll let you know. $30,000. Now that's not a bad payday. Trust me, you do 2 of these a year, or you do 1 of those a year, you're sitting pretty, but all at the same time, nobody always gets that number. We do our best to always get that number, but things always come up in rehab. You may need to refix the plumbing. You may need to retexture the walls. You found out a roof that leak that you have. Now you got to replace the entire roof. I just had to replace one last year. It cost me an additional $7,000 that we were not expecting, but we had to do it. The roof was shot, completely shot. Those are things that you always have to take into account. And the reason why you have a $100,000 spread is for incidents, because all of those are going to be taken away from your profit. And who's to say that this house doesn't sell within 30 days? And you didn't do any price reductions. This also leaves you room for price reductions. Also for concessions or seller concessions that are asked by the buyer. They may ask you for 1%, 2%, 3%. You don't even know. That's also negotiable, but you just don't have the ability to make enough moves when you don't have enough room. So that's why I always use a $100,000 spread. So I hope this was of value to you guys. If you have any questions or you're looking to invest, you're looking to flip, let me know.